Well, we've heard from Arsene Wenger with our reporter Greg Whelan. He's holding his post-match press conference. He's having some interesting things to say. Here is a flavour.
If you announce a decision on your future, do you think that will change the attitude of the fans that are protesting, that are flying planes in the sky?
I don't know. Don't worry. I will. I know what I will do in my future. So you will soon know, and very soon.
Does that mean sorry, that's slightly different to what you said before. You have decided what your decision will be now, because a few weeks ago you were sort of, well, you hadn't actually decided, it seems.
Yeah, you will see. I don't think today I do not necessarily worry about that. You know, we are in a unique bad patch that we never had in 20 years. You know, we lose game after game at the moment, and that is for me much more important than my future.
What do you make of that, Thierry?
Well, exactly what I said at the beginning. Whether he knows or he doesn't know, he
says he knows what he'll do.
Okay, well, from what he says he knows, then he will tell us when he wants to tell us, because that's how it is. But I will agree with him, and I said it at the beginning. The most important thing is Arsenal Football Club, and it's how they're playing at the moment, not his future, and not, you know, people are going to ask him the question up until the end of the season or up until he says what's happening. But I said it at the beginning, and I say it now. It's how they're playing at the moment. You know, the feeling that we have as Arsenal fans going to the game, you don't know if you're going to win a game. The only team that you beat at the minute was Sutton and Lincoln. Well, you know, people will say still not easy, whatever. That's the team you won recently against. So at the minute, it's very difficult to see how they're going to change that. But like I said before, they must. The most important thing is Arsenal Football Club. Whether Arsene knows or at least he knew. So we're going to find out soon. But you have to play. You have to play soon. When we come back, I think it's from international duty is Man City at home.
Yes, at home.
That's going to be fire right there.
The problem is, what do you do at the moment? If you were to say that we've got to make a change now, try and get to the top four, I don't think they will. Who do you get? Who are you going to get on a short-term basis? Then the other bigger question is, if he goes, who are you going to get as your manager? It's not that easy to find someone. You know, Eddie Howe's getting a mention. Do I think Eddie Howe's ready to manage Arsenal? No, I don't, not at the moment. Maybe in a couple of years he might be. Talk about Prandelli or someone like that. Or, you know, there's not that many out there. It's difficult to find good managers. And also, whoever comes in has got the Alexis Sanchez problem. Mesut Ozil, are they going to sign? I look at that squad and look at the way they're all matched up. There's a lot of nice players out there, not too many leaders. Someone's got to come in and do a real job with this squad. Is Arsene Wenger the man to do it next year? I personally have been his biggest fan, but I think they need a change. They've had the same voice now, those players, for an awful long time, and it gets a little bit monotonous, a bit boring. And if I look at that performance today, they look bored. The players look bored. They didn't put enough determination, desire in, and set pieces. I always think is a good indicator of a team that are not putting everything in. I know it sounds silly, but it's really important. If you want to, Thierry said it, if you're willing to put your body on the line, it doesn't matter what happens, you will do it, whether you're 5'5" or 6'6". And this Arsenal team at the moment are not putting their body on the line.
And there'll be people watching this, understandably, and I'm listening to it as well, thinking the chance to go out and play a game of football, players looking bored. How on earth, when still in the FA Cup, they're into the semi-finals, the top four is still a possibility. You can't be bored, surely.
No. The thing is, you have to understand, and I've been in that situation, and we had leaders in the team, where things are getting out of control, you don't know where to look, you don't know where, you know, help me, you know. It's the way he looks. Players don't want to go on the field and not be good. No one wants to do that. Come on, no one wants to be here and lose. I mean, if you're an Arsenal player, you don't want to come here and lose the way you lost against West Brom. Having said that, well done to West Brom. But what I'm saying to you is, sometimes, I'm telling you, when things are not going your way, although you have great guys around you, next thing you know, before you realize it, you're like, hang on a minute, we're losing games here. And that's when you need to be even more united. Not difficult at the moment with the way it looks with Arsenal. But like I said to you, however, they must turn it. There's no other way.
Can they turn it? Can he get a tune out of this player? These players between now and the end of the season.
I said it before, only they can answer that. Because my heart, as you know, will tell me yes, but they don't show it. So show us that we are wrong, please.
And for the manager, don't just do it for themselves. That was what frustrated me the most today. The fact that they didn't really look like they were putting it enough for their manager. And I've said before, these sort of performances inadvertently get managers a sack. Now, look at the tough run.
That's a run and a half, isn't it? When you're in this kind of form.
Every game's hard when you're struggling. I mean, if they were in great form, we'd be saying, brilliant. You've got Man City at home, West Ham at home. They usually beat West Ham. Listen, it can change. And this Arsenal team do it every year. They go on a magic run and end up finishing above Tottenham. I'm not saying they can't do it, but at the moment, and the pressure the fans are putting the players under with the banners, it is transmitting to them, and they are playing with a lot of fear at the moment.
Listen, Palace away, Middlesbrough away, they're fighting not to go down. Man City at home. The last derby at the Lane. Are they ready for that? Because I know they're going to be ready for that. And then you play United after at home. That battle of top four is going to be like crazy. But the last derby at the Lane.
So when you've got a run like that, then,
they have to be ready.
If you've got a run like that coming up, the season in a nutshell, in terms of the top four and in terms of whether they make a Wembley final in the FA Cup, is it better, whichever way he's going to go, that he comes out in the next couple of weeks and says, I'm staying, or at the end of the season, I'm heading off? Because then at least everyone knows.
Listen, my genuine point of view, sorry, and I'm not ducking the question. I genuinely don't care. If I was a player, like I said to you, I would have been first and foremost going like, we're not playing well. I'm not playing well. We don't look good. I don't look good. End of the season, when I secured something for the team, I go and knock on his door, like I said before. Are you staying? Yes? No? Whatever. I see my future. We discuss. But right now, let's not lose your... Let us talk about if he's staying or not. If you're a player, you have a job to do. Do it.
I'm not sure what the best thing is, actually. Whether it is better for them to come out and say, Arsene Wenger to say, yeah, I'm going to be leaving. Because... Maybe that might not be a bad thing if he does want it.
Well, bizarrely, the players might give him a terrific send-off
by
making four for the FA Cup final.
Because they're not helping him at the moment. And that's why that's a disappointment I have, because of the respect for everyone that has for Arsene Wenger. And the players look like today that they didn't care enough for me. Now, listen, it can change and their confidence is low. But it's a good question, but I don't know what the answer to that is. Because if you give him to the end of the season, at least the players will hopefully give him... Because the last thing that I think anybody wants in football is to see Arsene Wenger get hounded out. He deserves much more respect than that, but that's the way it's going.
Listen, you said it yourself before. For me, it took too many bullets for some of the guys in that team. Now, are we talking about his legacy? We already said his legacy is outstanding. Let's not talk about that. What I'm saying is, as an Arsenal man, and even if you're not an Arsenal man, you don't want to see that guy suffer. And right now he's suffering. So the best answer that you can give him and see what he's going to do is to show yourself on the field as a player. After, let's give him the right of saying it when he wants to say it or doesn't want to say it. I don't know. Fight for the club first.